All right, guys. So for Bitcoin and Ethereum, the time is ticking right now. So we have no one else but DavinciJ15 back in our show again. We are very happy to have him here. So we will talk today exactly about his updated view on the Bitcoin and Ethereum market with exact price targets. We can already tell you they will kind of surprise you, but we will also talk about a very, very exciting Tether conspiracy theory, and also how we can use that to make our trades, or maybe like our trading outcome from the TA point of view, even more effective. So guys, it will be a short one, but nevertheless a very important video. So that being said, let's go straight into it, and let's start with the most important question of today. DavinciJ15, if excuse my voice, but Malta was crazy. So that being said, how are you feeling today, my man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm like 50 cents every day. Like, hit with 2 shells, but now I walk with a limp. But
yes. And how is your leg actually, Da Vinci? How is your leg?
It's good. It's good. I mean, I've been walking a lot. I've been I have a Fitbit, and I've been doing the 10,000 steps every single day. So
no way.
I'm very proud of that. So I'm working out my foot. It hurts a little bit to walk that much, but I'm doing it anyways.
That's perfect, man. That's perfect. So guys, if you are happy to hear that, make sure you smash up the like button to get DavinciJ15's leg healed even faster. I mean, we are shilling out your leg each and every episode, so you should be fine very, very soon. So now, without any further ado, let's start with the Bitcoin content, then maybe talk about the conspiracy theory and how we can make our trades even more effective in the future, and also about Ethereum. And in the end, guys, we will also announce how you can meet us in person in June. So we will be basically in 4 different cities. We will exactly tell you how you can meet us maybe in person for a coffee or a cold drink. So now, Da Vinci, please, the stage is yours. The people are really keen to see your updated view. So let's start with the Bitcoin content.
Yeah, let's just jump right into it. As you know, I had a short position all the way down to clear at $6,400, and that's what was my target. And I was so happy when I got complacent here, right? I was like, okay, this line had to be broken first, right? And then it had to stay, and we're like unlucky for a while. I thought, oh my God, we're gonna break through, but it didn't, and then it broke down. And I was like, yes, we just have to wait for it to break this line, and then we're golden. And now I was like, yes, okay, fine. For sure, I can fall asleep if this blue line gets broken. I'm like, yeah, it got broken. I'm happy. And I just like didn't bother looking at the charts anymore, right? Because I was just tired of looking at it. I wish I had continued to do so, because if I had, I would have saw this break out from this trend line and go higher. And look at this. I remember you, Chris, telling us, what happens if it passes a green line? Well, I don't think it's going to pass a green line. Back here, you were saying, what happens if it passes a green line?
I remember.
And what happens when it broke this blue line and went all the way up to this green line? So this green line is very important, right? So consider that in your trading strategy. This line is hot, is very, very important. We break this line up to the upwards, and it's see you when I see you.
Yes.
Who wouldn't want to be?
Exactly. And I mean, no one can tell us that TA is not working. Remember, like a week ago with that 61.8 for Ethereum, it hacked it each and every time. Now we have also exactly the Bitcoin price approaching that resistance line. So it really seems like the TA is still working like crazy. So how can we use that for us, and what are your exact predictions now for Bitcoin, Da Vinci?
Yes, Brian always talks about the fundamental analysis and technical analysis. When they bring them together, you get a powerful method of trading. And let me explain what that means. If I knew back here, probably it would have helped a little bit. I'm not sure if it was back here that it was announced that Tether had been buying Bitcoins, and now we know that Tether is in the market buying Bitcoins, and probably is the person that's pushing this market upwards. So you're gonna see, you'll know, right, that this is happening. Because we know this is happening, you could you could trade this any kind of short method. You have any kind of short that you're in. You have to watch for Tether buying it, and this was a clear indication of Tether buying this market up, because there's no reason for this market to break through this trend line, except for Tether deciding, hey, you know what? I don't want this to break down. I can't let it break down through this. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. This trend line here. This most likely this trend line is the right one. Let me see here. When did I draw this? Okay, it was just recent. Never mind. Okay, so it breaks down. So don't count that as a correct. It's not 100% this trend line,
Yes.
but it's close to it. So it broke down here, and somebody came on and bought it. They didn't have to buy a lot, mind you. All they had to do is make that W across this trend line, and then the market would do the rest.
Yes. Exactly, man. Exactly. And also for everyone now, maybe being keen to check out that trading setup he has right there in Coinigy. We have a Telegram group where we are constantly sharing the setups for Coinigy. So if you join that, the link is given down in the description down below. You will see all the resistance, support lines, the prices, and the whole trading setup. So make sure you join that to see that also. And DaVinci, so that really looks powerful, especially there is support in the resistance line. What are actually your predictions for Bitcoin right now? Obviously, before we go into the disclaimer and the conspiracy theory, which will be really, really mind-blowing, to be honest.
Yeah, I really think that because we know that Tether is buying Bitcoins, this is going to end badly in the future. Somebody is going to, I don't know who, I don't know when, but somebody's going to use the information that they got. Everything that Tether and Bitfinex is doing is shady, and they're going to use that shadiness against them. Whether it is to take the market higher or take the market lower, it will be used, because I'm sure somebody has enough information to hold Bitfinex and Tether by the balls and like tickle their balls and say, hey, you're going up, you're going down, wherever they want, right? Or else, right? So something's not right there, and they have enough power to move this market wherever they want. And they don't have to do with a lot of money, as I said, showed here, right? There was not a lot of money to do this. All you have to do is get the market to move the market to a specific point, right? They probably had to hold it here, right? And then hold it here, and then that was it. That they just put in this W, and then we're off to the races.
Exactly, especially when the volume is dropping and the order books get a little bit thinner. You don't need so much volume anymore to move the markets.
Exactly. And so we're gonna have they're probably not doing anything right now, sitting around letting the market do whatever it does, and we can see that we're gonna probably roll down to here. But I can get the feeling that they're gonna be down here, right here in this trend line, buying the market. So look for that. If they let this thing fall, it doesn't matter. They can still hold it, push it back up, back into this line. And once they do that, right, the market will do the rest and take this thing all the way over to past the green line. So they could wait for a break of this trend line, and then depending on how much money they need, they might need a lot of money. It all depends on the order book, but they have to get back into this line, and then the market will take off to do the rest.
Okay.
And then it's probably going to push it right back in past this line, past the green line, and we're going to start to see the real move. So how do you play this if you wanted to trade this? Let's just go over to a higher time frame and look for a trade setup. Let's just do what the Brian bought setup here. So what we would look for here is 3 down days, which will let's not count this large wick. Let's count this one here. Let's count this one here, and this next one that comes. If this next one comes down and does not break this line here, then you can consider that the third down move. And so what we need to do is measure where this thing's going to go. And I want to clean this chart up, so I want to open up another chart here. I'm going to save this. I'm going to refresh this, so I don't want all this technical analysis. I just want to do a quick study of where are we going to go. So we're going to ignore this wick because this was a BS wick on Bitstamp.
Fat finger
And
trade.
so if we take, let's see here, if we go conservative and take this down move here, no, it wouldn't work. We'd have to take this one right here, this turn move right here. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, I think this would be probably the best starting point here. So if we go from here, using the trend line from here to here, and then we duplicate that from here to there. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
It's
right
like very close to the level you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, I mentioned in the last video that we were supposed to do, but we didn't get a chance to upload. So that's your target, basically. And I want to, and you're supposed to buy this target on the break, buy it on the break of that green trend line that we were talking about earlier. Once it breaks that, this is where you'd sell your position. But this is your stop loss down here, right down here, though.
So,
keep that in mind. Stop loss is down here. So there's not really a lot of what's it called of profitability if your stop loss is all the way down here and your target's way up here. You're talking like less than 2 to 1, which is 1 point. This says 1.16 here. I'm not comfortable with that kind of like risk to reward ratio, right? Where you could only double your risk what you're risking to gain double what you risked. No. I don't think so. I don't want to just get my risk capital back. No, forget it. That's not good enough for me. So that's why I love Ethereum.
So first of all, before we go into Ethereum, for Bitcoin right now, just to conclude it for the audience, you are saying that there are potential price targets of 10K, maybe conservatively 9.6, 9.5K, but only if the green resistance line, where the trading setup of Coinigy, where you can exactly find the green resistance line in our Telegram group, when this one gets surpassed, then there is a very high likelihood of us approaching those levels of 9.5, 9.6K. But the risk return ratio, because it is like way below 2 to 1, you wouldn't feel comfortable taking that trade. But nevertheless, you have an exact scenario how the Bitcoin price might go to 9.6K. So is it correct, like in general?
Yes, that's correct. That's absolutely correct, Chris. Cool. Thanks for summing it up for the audience.
Yes.
So let's quickly run over to because we want to do this quick, short, and sweet video here.
Straight to the point.
Let's quickly take a look at the same thing happening for Litecoin. For Ethereum. Ethereum has drawn out the exact same pattern. We're going to probably come down here, and then you could actually do the same thing, but our risk to reward ratio, right? Let's just take a look at where let's do the exact same thing with Ethereum here, and then we're going to clone this and see where this thing takes us. We're gonna forget my stupid ass behavior down here.
Never mind, David. Never mind, man. We talked so much about it.
You know what? That hurts every time I look at it. It hurts.
Yes. Just don't use the Bitstamp. Don't use the Bitstamp chart anymore, man. In future, so you won't see it.
So a break of this line, a break of right here, a break of this line means that we're going all the way up to $360, and like a walk in the park.
Like easily.
So if you were to take this trade, right, where would be your stop loss? Your stop loss would be right here, not where I fat fingered. And your risk to reward ratio is actually more than 3 to almost 2 to more than 2 to 1. Right? So you can easily see that, hey, you know what? This trade is a lot easier to take and has more profitability than Bitcoin. And that's why I like it. And it's a higher probability than a better chance of getting a win off of this than you would on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has just gone too far, too fast, whilst Ethereum just got out of the gate. Right?
Yeah, so your strategy at the moment is still like to trade for Ethereum, since the risk reward ratio is better. So you want to make up for some like missed out gains on the Bitcoin movements recently, and then you want to scale back into Bitcoin to accumulate more. Nevertheless, you were holding Bitcoin anyways in your long-term holding portfolio, but only talking about the trading point of view, you are trying to use Ethereum and that crazy upspike potential to make up for some missed out gains on the Bitcoin price movement.
Correct. So let's also just do a quick look at Litecoin, because wow. I don't know what was I thinking. I dumped my Litecoin as well. I forgot which date, but again, it was a big mistake. It's again back outside the double digit. It's no longer double digit midget again. It wants to fly. We have some positive actions here, right? We got the Wing action, and then it takes off, and it's above the 13 EMA. It really wants to fly. We're looking for some serious gains in Litecoin in the coming future, especially into the light of the halving. So look for that as well. Is there a trade here? I think the trade is already gone on Litecoin. I don't think there's anything that you can do, except maybe you can look for on the lower time frames. You could look for the same kind of trade pattern to do a continuation. There's not a continuation. Well, you could count this as one bottom, this is another bottom, and if this rolls over but doesn't go below this bottom, you can count it as another bottom, so that you can say, okay, well, a break of this high over here is where I'm going to take this thing higher, and then you can do a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio from here to there. I think you could do from here to there, and see if let's just quickly show the people where that's from $66 to $106. We're going to move this over here, and this takes us all the way up to $125. So that's quite a piece of change there, that you can like make some gains, like 25% from where we are right now. So that's another option.
It's very decent, man. And if you compare to the stock market, it's amazing gains, actually. We shouldn't forget about that. So to conclude that, you would see the biggest chances at the moment still in Ethereum, looking at price targets of $360 in that case. But still you had that very good case scenario of $450, which is, I guess, still in place. But for now, we were looking at the 360 price level, and then you would scale back into Bitcoin. Nevertheless, for Bitcoin, we have a scenario which is very interesting, to be honest. When we hit this resistance level and we surpass and sustainably surpass it, we have a very good chance of going to 95, 9600, which is in percentage terms not as much as Ethereum. So thank you so much for updating us on all these three coins, like the Bitcoin and the two altcoins. And now to conclude it, coming back to that conspiracy theory we talked about before regarding Tether, is there any good news about it? Like, can we use that to improve our trades actually? And are we going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we know that they need to push the market up in order to recover their funds. Even though they've sold a bunch of what was this coin called? The Leo coin or whatever.
Leo, for $1 billion, like they raised
for $1 billion. I'm like, oh man.
Like, who invested in that, guys? Let us know in the comment section if you invested. If you didn't, say no, we didn't invest in Leo, in the Bitfinex token. I mean, it was like They were irresponsible with the funds. They said like there is a lack of, I don't know, like a few $100 million, and then all of a sudden they are doing that IEO to cover that irresponsibly lost funds. I mean, why should you give them your money to make up for their own mistakes? Not really getting it, man. But they were very successful with that, so they raised the 1 billion.
Yeah, because everybody wants to gamble. Some people are gambling that they will do well with this, and that's where they get the money, and they have pulled rabbits out of their hats many times, and some people are gambling that they're going to continue to pull another rabbit out of their hat, and that's going to be profitable for any investor in the coin space, especially since they're going to be destroying the coins slowly and paying back the investors through the destruction of the coin. And so yeah, it's a good gamble because, as you can see, they're doing very well, right? Pushing this market up, and we know that they have Bitcoin, so they must have bought these Bitcoins way back when 3,000 or even 6,000, and they probably want some more, and they need more probably because they didn't have enough dollars, and they need a lot because they need to sell into the market, so they need the market to pump hard in order to dump back into the market. So they have no choice but to keep pumping it, and they can't sell into it or else they're going to push it all the way down.
So what we can actually do is we can try to anticipate those hidden motivations from these actors, and we can use the TA because they will actually utilize the TA also to dump or pump into those markets to get like something like a chain reaction. So we can use this knowledge and these anticipations to make our trades even more powerful if our being said that our anticipation of their motivation is like correct. So do you think that something like this will be possible, like anticipate the motivation of actors like Bitfinex to utilize
exactly? You're absolutely right, because the chart actually shows you what they're doing, and they telegraph these things well beforehand. They have to use the technical analysis in order to make those moves. To make the buy moves and make even the sell moves. So there's a market is a forward discounting mechanism. So you could see well ahead what's going to happen if you are on the right time frame and watching all the different actions as it goes through. The larger time frame can be you can sometimes even trick the larger time frame. So you got to watch out for that. So it's the lower time frame that's easier to see for, especially when you use it with the fundamental analysis. You could say, well, wait a minute, isn't it harder to push the market in a larger time frame? Eventually, things are going to go where they want to go. Yeah, on a super large time frame, it's impossible to move around, like on a weekly or monthly basis. They can't manipulate that. Yes. But on daily, yes.
Yes. So thanks for sharing your knowledge, and as we said before, unfortunately the time is very limited, not only for Bitcoin, Ethereum, the time is ticking, also for our upload and what we committed when we will upload that video. So unfortunately we have to end that episode, but as you guys know, a lot of content is going to drop on your heads in the next following days and weeks. So DaVinci will obviously use his knowledge also and include it in his trading strategy, so make sure you stay tuned and you come back to our channel and also to his channel, where he is in the future also dropping more videos on his channel. All the links are given down in the description down below, and make sure you smash up the like button. And before we wrap up today's episode, a lot of people are asking DaVinciJ15, like Crypto team, where can we meet you guys? So the next trip, as you know, we were in Davos, we were like in Malta and Paris, and also with DaVinci in Moscow. Our next trip will be at the blockchain cruise of Coinsbank, where we got invited actually, and it will be from the 9th to the 13th. So if you are interested in attending that blockchain cruise, there's also a non-affiliate link in the description down below, so you can check it out. If you are interested, you can meet us on board, have some cold drinks. If you are in one of those cities where it's departing or arriving, you can also meet us maybe there when we are going off the ship, maybe for a cold drink. So we are really looking forward to meet you up, guys, in person. It was great to meet you in Malta also. So Da Vinci, before we wrap up today's episode, do you have any last words to say, maybe, or maybe any update about Pandora's wallet?
Yes, exactly. I've done a video about Pandora's wallet on DavinciJ15's channel. Please check that out. I'm sure Chris will have the link in the description below. And yeah, si quieres conocer nosotros en España, vamos a hablar sobre eso in the comments below.
Yes, I didn't understand a word, but
Spanglish, that was horrible. I mean, I'm so nervous about my Spanish that I'm like, ooh.
It's nice, man. It's nice. It's better than mine. I only know like Buenos Dias, and that's basically it. Chorizo. That's all I know. So thank you so much, Da Vinci, for dropping your knowledge bombs on our heads. And that being said, guys, we will see each other at the next episode of Crypto very, very soon. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you are in our Telegram group. You are smashing the like button. So thank you so much for watching, and see you at the next one of Crypto. So guys, as always, bye-bye.